Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, originally today's video was going to be about the Borg Cube and its little transwarp function thingamabobber. But I needed to do tasks from today's round of Alliance tournaments. And well, the tasks were kind of broken, so I didn't get the currency, so I couldn't unlock the Borg Cube transwarp doogebob thing. So I started planning another video, and of course, when I come here to the computer to record the video, now the tasks are up. It's like, well, I already got this plan. Maybe it's not the greatest plan, but it's like I've been rehearsing this a little bit. I don't do that much rehearsal. Take some notes here as well. So, video prep for this new video. And then it's like, well, shit, I could have done the... I'm just going to go with my second option for a video. Talk about the primes available in the Alliance Tournament store. And I'll talk about the Borg transwarp thing at a later date. So let's start with it. We'll start with the one that's right at the top here. Swarm Prime Particle. Now, for some of you players, that might be beneficial. What it does is it adds another 500% to the claims in the Swarm Refinery. Now, it's for the OG Franklin pulls, not the Franklin A pulls. So, technically, yes, it will be an increase in resources that you will get. Is that really worth it? Look, the pools themselves are old, so only multiplying them by 5 isn't really that much compared to, what some of the events are paying out now, or even what you need to level up. So I don't put a lot of stock in Swarm Prime Particle at all. I do not plan on getting it. I don't have it. I will never get it. Something in my eye here. Wonderful. Should you get it? I would say no, but by all means, do your own thing. But I say there's just other things that are just more useful for you. All right, let's go to the next one. The next one here, Ship Parts Prime Particle. Now this one has 2 primes. They're both in the X-Borg tree. One is G4 ship parts, and the other is G5 ship parts. So again, 2 primes, 2 different primes. And it's only 50% apiece. Now, sure, 50% efficiency for your ship parts is 50% efficiency. Does it, do something for you? For G4, I think it does a little more, just because there are, the amount of parts needed is just so much higher than G5. So G4, I do think it's somewhat useful. Of course, you have to be a G4 player. If you're a G5 player by now, then no, G4 stuff really ain't useful for you, right? But G5, I don't really think it's useful. Like, I have it for G4, I don't have it for G5. And I'm no longer a G5 player, so I don't care. Should you care? With the Mirror Universe and how many researches in there have ship parts efficiencies. I mean, I think there's a premium one. I know there's an epic one because I did the shit out of it. There's an uncommon one. There's a common one? There's at least 3 researches in the Mirror Universe for ship part efficiency. A lot of ship part efficiency in there. Much more than 50%. There's at least 300% in there. So is 50 doing something for you? Yes, it will do something. Not that much of something, though. That's... Come over here to Syndicate Prime Particle. This one is probably going to be some controversy. I'm going to say this one is trash. All it is another 100% to your daily claim. So let's say for me, I get 35,000, but I'm at a 5-time multiplier even without this. So what is it for me? It's about 7,000. Okay, so I can get another 7,000. So instead of times 5, I'll be times 6. Well, how much Syndicate XP are we seeing in events and battle passes now? I mean, there's a wave battle pass, there's territory battle pass, there's your normal battle passes, there's your flash pass. It's adding essentially another role, right? Or another chest, let's call it that, right? Adding another chest to your Syndicate claim. I mean, sure, it's useful. I don't think it's that useful just because I feel like we're getting a lot of Syndicate XP elsewhere. So, a few more thousand isn't really that much. Would you agree? Hey, depends on where your Syndicate level is, you know? I mean, if you're Syndicate level 10, you'd probably love this. But if you're Syndicate level 47, you look at this and you're like, meh. Plus, I have another prime. So, yes, I guess it is useful for some of you smaller players, but for me, it's not really that useful. Let's go to the Prime Particle Key. The Prime Particle Key is for the ship type wreckings. Explorer wrecking, Battleship wrecking, Interceptor wrecking. Adds another 300% damage when you fight an Explorer or a Battleship or an Interceptor wrecking, right? Explorer wrecking, Interceptor wrecking. Get it? Yeah. And you can tell that's one I've been going after because I do want to increase my ability in PvP. I mean, who doesn't, right? Can you do it? You know, I mean, can you really compete with some of the whales out here? Yes and no. Of course, you can compete with some of the dolphins. A little better if you had all these primes. Maybe. I mean, it's self-explanatory, right? 300% extra damage against each ship type. There you go. If you really like arenas, might be something that, you know, because that prime could help you in another loop. Go to Weapon Prime Particle. This is 200% to weapons. That's it. That's all the description it is. So, I gotta say, 200% to your weapons, no matter what they're fighting. Okay. Okay, fine, 200% is not that much. But think about if you were adding 300% here, plus another 200% here, that's 500%. Okay, now that seems like moving the needle a little bit, don't it? But again, this Weapon Prime Particle, to me, it doesn't look like it's just PvP. The description doesn't say it that way, so I'm going to say it's against everything. But who the hell knows with these people? Could even get the tasks to pop up. For what? Took them, 4 hours? Okay. Astral Prime Particle. This bunch of cube-looking things here. And I'll read my notes here. I wrote so fucking small. Okay, there are... Remember what I guess this would be like the second or third round of shield and hull improvements. Yeah, there were ones in the Starbase, and then there were ones in the Galaxy, and at least the first level. Yeah, the first level for the hull and the first level for the shield wanted Dolomite particles. Or Dolomite particles. It's a 400% boost to your hull and a 400 boost to your shields. 2 separate primes. Well, then they made a second level to each of them. The hull still wants Dolomite. The shields... The second level of shields, meaning you have to spend the Dolomites first. Second level of the shields costs Astral Prime Particles. Another thing, there was another thing that costs Astral Prime Particles. It is Prime Delta Spike. It is it gives 3 bonus rolls to artifacts for your uncommon and rare anomaly samples. Well, for me, I don't remember spending a shit ton of money on Voyager, though I guess it's possible I did. I don't remember. It was like almost 2 years ago. It feels like it anyway. All those artifacts that had sourcing from the anomaly samples, I already have them maxed, so I don't care about this. What does it do for me? Other than it gives me temporal remnants, transporter patterns for artifacts, which is what the remnants are, which is nice. You know, I've been maxing out my Battleship Shield artifact and my Battleship Hull artifact or my Interceptor Shield artifact, and that's going relatively quick because I have all those artifacts maxed. Could this go faster? Sure. Doesn't help me max those said artifacts faster, so no. I don't hold much stock in that. I feel like the Voyager loop, while it may be a little tedious and a little annoying as far as speed to get through the loop, I feel like it was fine. You know, especially with the artifacts that are in there. Went at a fairly decent pace, so I don't know that, you know, buying a Prime or getting a Prime here in the Alliance Tournament store is really that beneficial. But at least you know what it does. 3 bonus rolls. Alright, let's come on to the last 2. They look very similar. Genius artwork, making the primes look very similar. Visually, I don't think I can tell the difference. They literally look identical, but yet they're 2 different primes. Because, yeah, genius, isn't it? And the same geniuses that couldn't get tasks to refresh. Simple mistakes. Alright. Read this. Critical hit damage increase. Okay. Omega Particle. It looks like just 1 prime. But 2 levels. This one here. Labeled Omega Particle. Which you're going to probably want to click on it to make sure you're doing the right one. It's a 2-level prime. 50% for level 1. And then 125% if you do level 2. So if you max it out 125% to your critical damage, sure, that could be useful against certain hostiles. And maybe in certain PvPs. But you know, with all the critical damage reduction, probably mainly only useful in PvE against hostiles that don't reduce your critical damage. But sure, it's useful. I definitely had it a little lower on my list, but it's useful. Alright, last prime here. Prime Cosmic Particle. There's 2 different primes here, and one of those primes has 2 levels. First one is 200% to your scrapping speed. It's called Prime Junking or some shit. Yeah, yes. Scrapping is a useful mechanic. It is. How useful? Well, depends on your level, right? And it would also depend on, let's say, your ability to gain the ships. Like, let's say you're G4. You want to scrap a bunch of do a max scrap on a bunch of G3 ships. Well, you got to get those G3 ships. So how do you do that? You either, grind your ass off, or You know, you're spending faction credit. Do you really want to spend faction credit? Because then that will kind of hinder you in being able to buy the next round of ships. So, how fast do you really want scrapping to go? Are there other researches? Are there other ways to increase your scrap speed? Yeah, mainly research. I mean, the building as well. So do you really want to use a prime on that? Do you really want to spend your Alliance tournament credits that you only have an opportunity to get once a month? That's something you really want. I don't know. The next prime research, or the other prime research that costs prime cosmic particles. Oh, you could see it here. Some of them, if you click on them, they'll tell you what researches it is and where it's located. You can see prime chunking speed, galaxy, and G3 through G5 prime research efficiency station. Which is actually no longer useful to me. Yay! So fucking exciting. Whatever. Did I write down the numbers? I did write down the numbers there. Okay, so prime research efficiency. Two levels. First level, 200% cost efficiency on your research. Now this is for resources, not materials. Somewhat useful. 200%'s a lot. You know, a lot less dilithium you need now. Level 2 goes to 450% resource cost efficiency. So, yeah, alright, some of them cost par steel and some of them cost titanium. Mostly the researchers are costing dilithium. Is it useful? Yes, it is very useful. Is it something you want to spend, your Alliance Tournament credits on? Well, if you're a G3 to G5 player, I would say absolutely. You have no idea how valuable researchers are in this game. And as you get higher and higher and want to do higher level researches and higher level researches, they become very expensive. Very, very expensive. I remember when I started getting into, the later G5, looking at some of these researches and being like, oh, we want 30 billion dilithium. And just, excuse me? 30 billion? Like, you already want several thousand stupid uncommon ore or 1,000 rare ore or gas. And now you want all the fucking dilithium too? Excuse me. It's annoying. It's kind of annoying that, they create a problem like, let's say, not enough dilithium, and then sell the solution. Phrase I like to use is they fuck players over and then sell the unfuck. Which is fairly true. Especially now. I mean, this game has changed ownership hands several times. So the ideas that, of how they want to run the game has changed. This one's really all about making money and not really that much about putting out a good product. Because they really haven't. I mean, there are a lot of really nice things about this game. I feel like a lot of it came early. Recently, I don't know. But, I'm going to wind this video down. Went over several of the primes that are available in your Alliance Tournament store. Yeah, I wanted to talk about the Borg Transwarp Dujabob thing. This thing right here. Later video. Sorry, it wasn't this one. I don't know which prime I value more than the others. I don't know that I really do. I mean, they're all nice. Oh, I remember one thing I wanted to tell you. You see how there's a limit on everything in the store. There is a limit. what I've noticed is, especially with the primes, 2 rounds of fully doing the limit, and that's 1 level of the prime. Swarm particle, you need 1,000. That would be 2 times, right? Prime particle key, it's 1,000 for each wrecking. Weapon prime particle, again, 1,000. Again, whatever, 10 times that, yeah, 1,800. Yeah. That's about what 1 level costs. What is 5 times 136? Is something. It whatever that is, yeah, that's about how much it costs. Or I guess it's more about 10. You need to pull them about 10 times to get through these researches. So, don't think that you can just come in here and pull 5 astral prime particles and be like, oh yeah, I got whatever, prime that was. No, you're going to need to do at least 2 alliance tournaments and collect the primes for that. Yeah. And 2 whole time. Like, you got to collect all of them. Like, you can't just collect 2 of the swarm particle this time and then 2 next time. You're like, oh, I got it. No. It don't work like that. I mean, first they were, they made it paywalled, and now they're doing time gate because you gotta wait till alliance tournaments, and you will wait till you get enough credits, and then on top of that, now you're being limited to. You cannot buy 10 at a time, even though you have 5 times the currency for it. And we're doing this because, well, I guess because people like me, G6 players, can rock the shit out of some of these tasks. Perks of being G6. Alright, I think I've rambled enough in this video. Just comment below, what is your favorite prime available in the Alliance Tournament store? Which one would you recommend players, especially younger players, go after first? Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.